Ladies and gentlemen, lean in close, because what I'm about to share isn't just your garden variety flirtation tips. No, sir. These are the secret weapons wielded by the top 1% of men. The kind who walk into a room and leave every woman wondering, who is that? And why am I suddenly short of breath? But here's the kicker. These hacks are as clever as they are audacious. And once you master them, you'll have more intrigue swirling around you than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. So buckle up, my friends, because this is going to be a ride worth taking. 1. Attention control. Ah, my dear friends, let me introduce you to one of the greatest secrets of seduction, the art of attention control. Yes, indeed. The way you wield your focus can either elevate you to the heights of irresistible charm or send you tumbling into the abyss of forgettable mediocrity. Allow me to explain. In the curious world of female psychology, attention is a currency more valuable than gold and rarer than an honest politician. The more difficult it is to obtain, the more desirable it becomes. It's an age-old truth. Tell someone they can't have something, and they'll want it more than their next breath. And in today's whirlwind of distractions, buzzing phones, flashing screens, and the endless scroll of nonsense, a man who masters his attention wields a power few can rival. Now, let's get something straight. The problem with most men isn't that they lack attention. It's that they don't know how to handle it. They toss it around like confetti at a wedding, freely and indiscriminately, turning their heads at every passing skirt. Gentlemen, let me be blunt. When your attention is that cheap, it's about as attractive as weak old fish. High-value men, on the other hand, treat their focus like a precious gemstone. They make it rare, hard to obtain, and even harder to keep. Women, my friends, notice this. Oh, they may not admit it openly. After all, where's the fun in that? But they adore the chase. They crave the challenge of earning the attention of a man who doesn't hand it out like party favors. Here's the paradox that will baffle the average Joe, but thrill the enlightened. The more attention you lavish upon a woman, the less she values it. But the less you give, the more she works for it. Make your attention hard to earn, and suddenly you've become the mystery she can't stop thinking about. So, my brothers in this grand adventure of life and love, take heed. The next time you're tempted to fawn over her every word or glance, pause. Be deliberate. Let her earn your focus. Because in the game of seduction, the man who controls his attention controls the entire board. 2. Being unshakable. Gentlemen, let's talk about the virtue of being unshakable, that rare and enviable trait that separates the wheat from the chaff, the men from the boys, and dare I say, the legends from the forgettables. Picture, if you will, the quintessential Hollywood hero. The building's ablaze, chaos abounds, women are screaming, children are crying, and there he stands, calm as a preacher on Sunday morning, issuing orders and saving the day. Now imagine his foil, the hapless fellow sweating bullets, fumbling about, and practically tripping over his own shadow. Which of these men do you suppose is more appealing? Precisely. The truth, my friends, is that a man who can't hold his composure under pressure is about as attractive as a leaky boat in a storm. And let me tell you, the storms of life are coming. Whether it's a disaster, a social confrontation, or the nerve-wracking moment of approaching a strikingly beautiful woman. How you handle these moments speaks volumes about the man you are. Take, for example, the party scenario. There you are, enjoying yourself, when the loudest, most dominant guy in the room strides up to challenge you. Do you crumble like an overbaked biscuit? Or do you smile, steady as an oak tree, and hold your ground? Or picture the public rejection, the sting of a woman turning you down in front of an audience. Do you slink away, tail between your legs, or laugh it off as if the world remains perfectly intact? The key, dear sirs, is this. High-value men don't merely endure pressure. They thrive under it. They know that composure is their armor, their weapon, their calling card. And how does one cultivate such a trait? By walking into the fire. Place yourself, time and again, into situations that test your nerve. Each trial sharpens you, polishes you, until one day you too stand unshakable, ready for whatever life or love dares to throw your way. 3. Being hard to impress. Ah, gentlemen, let us delve into the art of being hard to impress. A skill so rare these days it might as well be alchemy. Every morning, as sure as the sun rises, countless men stumble upon a woman and react as though they've just glimpsed a shooting star. They fawn, they flatter, and they practically hand over their dignity on a silver platter. And for what? A smile? A compliment? A flick of her hair? Let me level with you. When you're too easily impressed, you're not charming. You're predictable. You're signaling that you're no different from the legions of other men who lose all sense of reason at the mere sight of a beautiful woman. But a high-value man, he knows better. A man who is hard to impress commands attention. He doesn't fall to pieces over a pretty face or a clever remark. No, he observes, he considers, and he lets her wonder. Just what does it take to earn his admiration? This isn't arrogance, mind you, it's self-respect. You're not dismissing her worth, but you're making it clear that charm and beauty alone won't cut it. That, my friends, is how you separate yourself from the crowd. And in doing so, become the one she can't help but want to impress. 4. Keeping it real. Ah, my fine fellows, let me whisper to you one of life's great truths. Authenticity is as rare as a hen's tooth in this age of masks and mirrors. Most men are so busy bending themselves into pretzels trying to impress others. They've forgotten what it feels like to stand tall as themselves. But here's the rub. Nothing is more captivating to a woman than a man who dares to keep it real. Now, I'm not talking about some grand theatrical display of uniqueness. No, it's much simpler than that. Authenticity is having the spine to say what you mean, the guts to be who you are, and the wisdom to understand that anyone who can't appreciate it isn't worth your time. Yet most men shy away from this. They dilute their personalities, soften their edges, and hide their quirks, all for fear of rejection. And in doing so, they become utterly forgettable. A truly attractive man knows that his imperfections aren't liabilities. They're the very things that make him magnetic. So, the next time you feel the urge to stifle your thoughts or clip your wings to fit someone else's mold, resist it. Let them see the real you, bold, unfiltered, and unapologetic. Because, my friends, that's where the magic happens. 5. The power of conversation. Let me ask you this, gents. When's the last time you had a conversation that wasn't just about the game last night or the price of gas? Most men, bless their hearts, treat talking like it's a transaction. Say what's needed, get out, move on. But for women, conversation is something far richer, like a warm cup of cocoa for the soul. Here's the kicker. A good conversation doesn't just entertain her. it enchants her. When a woman talks about what lights her up, her dreams, her passions, her quirks, it releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals in her brain. And when you're the one drawing that out, you become the source of those feelings. But don't overthink it. You don't need a script or a silver tongue. The secret lies in genuine curiosity. Ask her what makes her happy, what she's passionate about, and then, this is the critical part, actually listen. Forget the canned lines or trying to impress her with your resume. She doesn't want a soliloquy. She wants a duet. When you engage like this, you're not just talking. You're building a connection. And connections, my friends, are the golden thread that pulls her closer to you. Gentlemen, here we are at the end of our little escapade through the minds of the top 1%. Those rare men who seem to glide through life, leaving a trail of swooning admirers. Now, let's not kid ourselves. Mastering these 5 hacks isn't about becoming some caricature of the perfect man. No, it's about reclaiming what modern distractions and insecurities have buried: your natural charm, wit, and confidence. We've talked about wielding attention like a master illusionist, keeping cool under fire like a seasoned sea captain, and being as unimpressed by superficiality as a cat is by water. We've explored the power of authenticity and the art of conversation, those subtle but mighty tools that make a man unforgettable. Together, these aren't just tricks, they're the pillars of a life lived with purpose and magnetic energy. But here's the real kicker. None of this matters unless you put it into action. So, gentlemen, I challenge you to step up. Try these out, fail, adjust, and then watch as the world begins to notice. Now, if this journey tickled your brain, or perhaps sparked a fire in your soul, don't let it stop here. Hit that like button to show you're ready for more. Subscribe to join this growing band of modern gentlemen, and ring that little bell so you never miss a chance to level up. And if you're feeling particularly generous, share this video with a friend who could use a nudge in the right direction. Until next time, keep your wits sharp, your heart steady, and your charm unstoppable.